In this video I will visit two abandoned wooden churches in the middle of rural Ukraine and then a unique canyon in the Buky village. I'm bringing along a large format camera and an Nikon F3 to capture and document their character and check if I can survive the harsh sun and rough grasses nearby. And in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by cornfields, I stumble upon regulated road traffic by a mysterious stop sign. This is the photo trip we, as film photographers, live for. The first place of this trip is an abandoned church in a tiny village in the Vinnytsia region, Burkivtsi. As I understood from the web, this church was rebuilt several times. First, it was built in 1743, then rebuilt after a fire in 1818. But the actual frames were erected a little bit later, in the middle of the 19th century. Now it's standing alone between houses and gardens, surrounded by thick grass and waiting for nothing. There were plans to rebuild this place again, but I guess they didn't come to fruition after all. Among the grasses around the church there is a large amount of nettle, a particularly nasty plant if you touch it with bare skin. Better to avoid it. It can be eaten when young, tasty soups are made with it, but in the open it just bites your skin and irritates it. Still, it can't stop me from finding the perfect frame of the church. What's curious is that the well near the church is working clean and seems to be cared for. Inside the church a few paintings still survived. Usually I never go inside such places, because they are often closed, but this one was open, so I went inside and made a few frames. A door to the lower place, under the church. I started to photograph this place with 35mm. Usually with 35mm I try to make vertical line perpendicular to the bottom frame. It requires finding a foreground for the main subject. It could be bushes, flowers, wells, stones. Then I just walk around the building to explore all possibilities for the shot. To me it's like drawing one subject from different perspectives. You never know what will be the best. And of course, with such a fragile subject, I just want to document its memories in all different ways. Who knows how long this wood will stand under the sun. After 35mm, I'm ready for large format. I don't have a large number of film folders, so usually I try to take the most obvious frame first and then work on something different. But it's always a gamble with large format. I think that grainy pictures on film better convey the character and mood of such places. And these photos look timeless, old but timeless. I hope they will survive long enough to serve some kind of purpose in the future. Leaving Burkivtsi behind, I continued deeper into the countryside. The second abandoned church is located in the village of Burkivtsi, which could be roughly translated as the village of Sparrows. This village had a few churches that were built in the 18th and 19th centuries. This church was built around the beginning of the 20th century. Nowadays, only the walls survive. It stands right in the middle of the village. I hadn't planned to visit the church, and only by accident got to know about its existence. I was searching for a road to the canyon on Google Maps and noticed this place. Because of that, I didn't have any unexposed film holders for the Vista 45, so I just pulled out the Nikon F3. It was a sunny day. The church was surrounded by trees. There was nothing special about the light of the place. But I just took a few frames as it was, simply to document it. This church somehow just stands there without asking for anything, silently fading into history under the elements. I don't think there are a lot of photographic possibilities for this place, but sometimes we as photographers just need to document what we see. We turned off the main road onto gravel to cut the distance. Large clouds of dust rose behind us as the wheels of my car sped forward. We even saw a hawk hunting in the field. Someday I will buy the damn lens for wildlife and the camera to go with it. And then, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by cornfields, I stumbled upon a mysterious stop sign regulating traffic on an empty dirt road. Even in the emptiest places, life tells us when to pass. I only guess that during harvest, trucks move here in large numbers, so you actually need stop signs in the middle of nowhere. We set up camp in the Buky Canyon and went to explore the stones and rocks. This is a popular place in summer. You can rent a boat, a board, or just swim in the murky waters. Because of the drought, the water wasn't very deep, but still many people enjoyed swimming. I shifted from discovery mode to simple laziness and leisure. With so many visitors around, I didn't feel like a photographer on a mission. Still, I managed a few frames of the rocks. Sometimes it's better to fly on autopilot than not fly at all. I couldn't stop myself. I was already planning my next photoshoot, my next big photo trip across Ukraine. And if you like this video, check out my sprint photo run to the Carpathians, where I first got stuck on a rocky road and then found a centuries-old wooden church in the mountains. Click the link above or below. And this is only the beginning. My next trip will take me even deeper into Ukraine's hidden places. So stay tuned.